more coming in, then we'll get all started.
Big Iron, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Iron Addicts in the house.
Oh man, I gotta represent.
Got the Iron Addicts in the house. The Pig
Yes, sir.
Iron. Man, Pat got it on. All right, Pat, you all right? Riley, where your motherfucking t-shirt at, man?
I need to get one.
You and Ryan bullshitting.
Yeah, they ain't get us one.
What kind of bullshit is this, man?
Good times, good times. There's gonna be good times, good times. I know there's gonna be good times. Trying to pull up my shopper. Got ass on this bitch with me.
Jordan had to go take a shit right quick, huh?
Yeah, he a little nervous. He had to take a nervous shit real quick.
No, I was getting the dog out. I'm here though. I'm here now. I'm good now.
Okay.
Yes, sir. But we are live, everybody. This is our 8th episode of the Odd Bugs podcast. We are blessed enough today to have a legend in the building, Mr. CT Fletcher. CT, we appreciate you more than you will ever know. For the people that may not be familiar with the name CT Fletcher, who is CT Fletcher?
Old shit talking ex-weightlifter, son of a preacher man, and 5-time flatline heart transplant recipient.
Yes, sir.
I sum it up like that.
Straight and to the point.
The Compton Superman.
Hey,
Superman, yeah.
I like that better.
With you being a man of faith, how'd you rely on God when you faced those trials and tribulations? Did you have a favorite Bible verse? And what would you tell someone who is going through their own problems, who think the world's against them? What advice would you give them?
Well, first of all, I am a preacher's son, so I grew up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that because you wouldn't be able to tell by the way I talk or by the fact. But I am a preacher's son, so I grew up in church and always I put more emphasis on faith than religion.
Yeah.
A lot of people, are very religious.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up around very religious people.
Yeah.
But religion by itself, that's something that man made. Man made different religions, and different religions a lot of times divide us. But faith, is something that's personalized to each individual. Faith is my favorite scripture is faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Mm-hmm. So I have always considered myself a man of faith. I believe in God. I believe in a higher power. I believe that he sent his son to die on the cross for us. And when I was going through my health issues, when I was flatlining and wasn't sure if I was going to live or die, it was completely out of my hands. There was nothing that I could say or do that could save my life. I didn't have it within my power to save my own life. Yeah. And that goes with anybody. If you're in any situation, it's not in your power. You can say a magic word and your life will be saved. That's not in your control. Right. The only, so it's completely out of my control. So I just turned everything completely over to the higher power or over to God, who I believed in. And then, it took all the stress off of me. I said, hey, it ain't up to me. I have no control over it. So I'm just going to turn everything over to God, and whatever he say, then that's what it's going to be. And just, relieve the whole lot of stress off of myself.
Did you have a favorite Bible verse? Did you not really?
Just that, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. That's probably my favorite scripture.
Okay.
So we're about
hold on. Going off that real quick. I I had a buddy in college that had a situation, not a heart transplant, but kind of a situation like yourself, where his life flashed before his eyes, where he didn't know if he was gonna make it. He had gotten shot close range, and he was on the way to the hospital. And I remember him telling me on the way to the hospital, like, you can't necessarily explain it until you go through it, but there was just that connection he had, like, with God, and God spoke to him, and he knew, like, I'm gonna make it because God is here for me. Did you have that moment when, you know, you flatlined, and there's certain moments where people say that when you're on the other side, you have conversations that you can't really explain. It's just happens.
I flatlined a total of 5 times. 3 times during surgery, which I had no recollection of. They just had to tell me about it after the surgery. And 2 times post surgery. I was at home talking to my wife, holding a conversation, and thinking everything was wonderful 1 minute, and the next minute, you know, I'm gone. But I knew your buddy's right. Unless you experience, it's really hard to explain. But I absolutely knew that I was dying, and that I was not dropping off to sleep, and that it was not, I wasn't dozing off. I knew that this was final. There was a finality to it, and I knew that if people say that your whole life rushes before you, and you can see your whole, and that absolutely did not happen for me. What I only seen was the things that I had not done that I wanted to do, and in a sense of emerge. Oh well, man, it seemed like everything that I wanted to do that I hadn't done flashed before me in just that short amount of time. And I'm like, and I was really sad that my time was up. That, oh man, I'm not going to get to do this. I'm not going to get to do that. I'm not going to see my grandkids, bro. All the things that I really wanted to do, still wanted to do. That's what I seen. I'm like, time's up. Time's up. What can I do? Yeah.
Jeez.
Me and Jordan actually talked about that last night. I saw a tweet regarding, like on your deathbed, the lights go out, and it's like a reflection of the stuff you didn't do. And I think David Goggins talks about that too. And he said that's what he thinks, like, what a hell would be, like almost seeing the regrets of your life, or if you didn't take a chance on this business or that venture or whatnot.
Well, I don't know about it being hell, but I know one thing is it's very, regret. Well, I really regretted that my time was up so fast. And it gave me such a not wanting to waste a second after that experience. I mean, every second became precious because you think about it. I mean, a guy I happen to know, well, one billionaire, and this guy, if he was about to die, his billion dollars couldn't buy 1 second of life. Mm-hmm. So that's the price tag on a second of life is invaluable. There is no monetary denomination that could be placed on 1 second of life. And it was just, it just gives you a reappreciation. I mean, a deep appreciation for time and how precious it is. And man, anything that you think you want to do it. Any aspirations you may have or goals you want to go after them motherfuckers. I mean, don't wait, man. Go after that shit, because there'll come a time you will, oh damn, I wish I had did this. I wish I had it. But if you go ahead and do it, you won't have to look back and say, I wish I would have. Hey, I tried that shit. I might have fell flat on my fucking face like I have done before, but I tried that video. Shit. I gave it. You won't have any regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, I'm gonna jump ahead real quick because I think this is a good time to ask this question. But talking about your rebirth, I mean, you were basically given a second chance at life. almost. After that rebirth, is there any endeavors that you sought after that you wouldn't have if you had just been kind of smooth sailing through life? Is there some stuff that you said, I need to try this or get this done because of that second chance?
Everything,
Everything.
absolutely. I mean, if I that people think that he's that I have a great deal of money. Not true. But I tell you what, if I see something that I want and I happen to have the money, I'm gonna buy that shit. I'm gonna buy that shit.
Especially if it's an old car, huh?
Oh hell yeah, man! I got a yard full of old fucking cars. And if I get some more money, I'm gonna have some more fucking. I buy that shit. Fuck, I ain't be like, damn, I wish I would have got fuck that.
That's
So,
funny.
what is your dream car then?
A 63 Corvette Stingray split window. No question about it. Hands down, that's my dream car. And I'm gonna get one of them motherfuckers too.
Yeah. Hey, what color?
Get it.
What color?
Black.
Black. Okay.
All black.
Yeah.
All black. No doubt. I heard you.
Yeah.
All right, so going back to the heart transplant, not to keep bringing it up, but it's been about 4 years close. What was it, May 2018?
Yep.
So in 2019, you mentioned that you have not met the donor's family. I was wondering if you've met them yet, or if you're still trying to make that connection.
No, all you can do is write a letter to the family, and it's up to the family if they, want to communicate with you or not. I wrote the letter, and as of this date, they have not, responded. So I guess they don't want to, talk about it.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I mean, yeah, you gotta look on the other side as well. I mean, you don't know how that person lost their life or
Absolutely
what that family went through to get to that point. So, I mean, the unknown is something we always wonder, but sometimes God just doesn't want us to know.
Absolutely. It was her decision, and it may have been against the family's wishes, but it was something that she decided to do. And I have no idea, like you said, what the family's take on it is, but to this point, they do not want to talk to my ass about it. That's for sure.
Right.
But the heart grew to your body, right? I think I heard you on Joe Rogan talking about how the heart was too small, then it grew to your body.
Yeah, man. And I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, that's insane.
Of it or anything. And the doctor comes in. I had a young doctor, and he was for some reason he would come in every day and say, "How you doing, Mr. Fletcher?" I'd say, "I'm blessed." Every day, anytime anybody asks me, I always say I'm blessed.
Yeah.
As he comes in every day, and I say, "I'm blessed, Doc," and he would look at me like, like, what the fuck are you saying? You're blessed for. So he says, you think you're doing really good, don't you, Mr. Fletcher? And I go, yeah, hell yeah, I'm alive. I think I'm doing pretty good. So he goes, well, you're not really doing all that well. I go, oh wow, okay, Doc. I thought it's kind of supposed to be giving me a pep talk and shit. And he goes, so the heart you got is from a lady, right? Because I wasn't supposed to know that, and he told me. I said, "Oh, okay, now I do." And but that kind of threw me for a loop because I had read a whole bunch of studies before I had the transplant. They said that woman to man heart was, the survival rate was about 50% less than man to man. I was like, "Oh shit!" So he fucked me up when he told me that, right? He goes. And it wasn't a young lady either. I'm going, oh, okay.
He was trying to put you in a bad mood.
Yeah.
He didn't give you no good news.
I'm like, damn, doc, what are you trying to? What are you trying? You trying to fuck me
Rain
up?
on your day.
Yeah. And he was, he was very successful because for the rest of that day, I was fucked up. I go, damn, I got a lady heart and a old lady, and oh god damn, he goes, and it's too small for you. I go, fuck,
God
doctor.
damn.
Do you, yeah, do you have any news? Any good news? Shit. So I was pretty messed up for the rest of that day, man. And I'm like, I kept thinking, well, why me? Why me? You know, why do I have to? Got late. My doctor and my other doctor comes in, and I tell him, I said, wow, how could you? I was kind of like, how could you give me a lady's heart and
Yeah.
it's too small? I was telling her everything the other doctor had told, and she was like, she looked me straight in the face and said, look, Mr. Fletcher, we didn't want you to die. It's
Right.
just that fucking thing. We did not want you to die.
Yeah.
And this heart was healthy. It was available. So that's what. And you know what? I shut the fuck up. And I said, you know what? If they had gave me the heart of a 20-year-old, young, and then that wouldn't be all that special.
Right.
But if I could, and if I came back and I was turning flips and shit, he got a 20-year-old heart. No wonder he's turning flips and shit. But if I could take a heart that's too small, guys say, if I could take a heart that's too small, old, little, and all these things going against it, and still bring your ignorant ass back, then maybe you'll believe that I'm God.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't just the fact that you had a 20-year-old heart. I did it that way so maybe your ass will believe that I'm still in the miracle business, CT. I'm still God. And if I give you the heart, it's the one for you. Now shut the fuck up.
Jeez.
Now
And then
going.
the same doctor, 5 days later, he comes back. Hey man, the heart's grown to the size that it's supposed to be. You're doing great.
Wow.
How long does it usually take for the heart to like adjust to the body, like to grow to your size? Did he say like anything about that?
I didn't know. I didn't know how long. When he told me it was too small, I'm like shit. I was worried as hell. I'm like, is it gonna ever? Do hearts grow? I don't know. This is gonna grow? So I'm gonna walk around with this tiny heart all the time. What the hell? So I didn't even know that they could grow in size to compensate. But I found out shortly, 5 days later, same doctor come back and said it has grown to the proper size for your body now. And I'm like, wow, is that even fucking possible? I mean, when I was a kid, they didn't have the first heart transplant wasn't done until 1968. I was born in 1959.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I was a really small kid, that was like science fiction, Dr. Frankenstein, no way that you could take the heart out of another person and put it in somebody else and they continue to live. That's just some, zombie shit, man. You don't do no shit like that. That's crazy. But it actually happens. It actually works, and I'm living proof.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And for the people out there that really don't know, because I think a lot of people really don't know, like when you go to the DMV and get your driver's license and they ask you, do you want to be a donor or not? That's probably the extent of what people really think about the donor process. Is it you're waiting in line and it's just if a healthy heart comes in and you're next, that's how it works? Or how does the process work because there's people that are unfortunately dying left and right because there's just not a heart out for them.
You are so right. Absolutely. That's another reason I say I'm blessed, because there's so many people that are on the waiting list that die before they get a heart. Like, I flatlined 5 times before I got a heart transplant. So any one of those times I could have been gone.
Right.
But thanks to some the good Lord, some wonderful doctors, a LVAD. I had a pacemaker, and it shocked me back a couple times. So, but a lot of people are not fortunate enough and they pass away waiting on a transplant. It's not, and it's so many. The criteria just to get on the transplant list is ridiculous. Like you have to have a bad heart,
Right.
but everything else got to be good. Every,
So, and how many people you know that that have a bad heart and everything else is good?
yeah, I mean, if your kidneys bad, if your lungs bad, something else is bad, you can't make the list.
Wow.
You gotta, yeah, it's crazy, man.
And is that to be able? Is that to be able to withstand the surgery?
Boy, you're smart. You're on, man.
No, he's not. No, he's
You
not.
I'm just
Don't
fooling.
give him that. He's gonna be like, man, CT called me smart. Y'all can't tell me nothing.
Can't tell me shit.
Hey, motherfucking smart. you have to, they want you to the best chance of survival.
Right.
After they look for the people that have the healthiest, other organs. So they'll have, they don't want to give a heart to somebody who's going to die anyway, from something in a year or so or a few months afterwards. They want to give a heart to the person that's going to, take the most advantage of it, live the longest. So they put, it's a whole bunch of factors that go into who actually gets it, and they look for longevity. They want to make sure that they give that heart to somebody who's going to live a few years.
Oh yeah.
Who has the best chance of living a few years. Yeah, I didn't think so at first. I'm like, shit, man, I need
the fucking heart.
I should be at the top of this fucking list. But it's like, oh man, well, don't work like that.
No.
Everything else got to be good.
Still your motherfucking set, huh?
No matter what. No
Yes,
matter
sir.
what. Absolutely.
Yeah. So going to basically back into the gym. Since you have lived in the gym, what was your recovery process like after you had surgery? Like, how long did it take you to start lifting again?
Riley, I want to ask you a question first. How long do you think it'll take for me to get my afro like yours? That's what I want to know.
I'll say probably a couple
I
years.
have hair like that too.
You got the inverted fro going.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the fro right here.
Yeah, shit gone over here though. I'm gonna be like Riley next week sometime.
I'm gonna be like you in about a year.
That's why you keep the hats on.
That's why I gotta keep the hat on.
I am not back to where I was, and I'll never be back to where I was. But I'm in there doing what I can do, and that took me some real, getting used to. I'm like, fuck, before I didn't get on YouTube or Instagram, any of that shit until I was 53 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So I was already an old dude, but I still had some spunking shit left, and still could talk a lot of shit and could lift a little weight still at that age. But after going through everything, all the physical stuff that I've gone through, the flat lines, the two open heart surgeries, heart transplant, I just am not going to be what I used to be. But all I can do is get in there and do the absolute best that I can, and keep curling, keep talking shit, and and keep cussing. So
all you can do.
I'm not gonna be a world champion anymore. But I got a son and some grandsons that are in there and they're ready to take over. So I'm good to go.
CT, you brought up a point I wanted to ask. Do you remember, so you said you got on YouTube when you were 53, right? Do you remember your first video that really popped off and went crazy and kind of went trending? Was it the Hulk one?
Nope. It was The Strongest Man You Never Heard Of.
All right, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was the first video, and a guy named Arash Babu from Strength Project filmed it, and he comes in the gym one day and he says, "Hey man, you want to be on YouTube?" And I said, what the fuck is YouTube? This video thing. And I said, can I cuss? And he said, yeah, you can cuss. I said, well,
There you
turn
go.
it on then, motherfucker. I had no idea what YouTube was or anything. And then he comes in about a week and he says, hey, your video is viral. And I go, what the fuck is viral? And a lot of people watching your video, man. I said, really? I said, I can't believe that, because I mean, in the video, I said, look, I don't give a fuck if you look at me or not. Fuck it, turn me off. I don't give a fuck. And who would think that, you know, people would look at somebody who tells them right up front that I don't give a fuck if you watch me or not.
Yeah.
But you gotta think about it from a viewer. You're the first person that's saying some shit like that, like being that authentic. It's you and you literally are in your gym and just turn it on and you getting to work. So I think that's what people really connected with, is like, and they're probably sitting here saying, this motherfucker's crazy.
Yeah, that's probably it. That's probably, this motherfucker's crazy. He's got to be out of his mind. And they'd be pretty accurate too. Yeah, but I was pretty loony, but I just didn't care. And I remember people telling me, "Oh man, you got to stop doing that. You got to cut it out. Nobody's gonna listen to you if you tell them to don't fucking listen to you." And all that cussing, people are they're not gonna like all that cussing. And I kept cussing, and now everybody's fucking cussing.
Yep.
I hear The Rock cussing all the time now. He's saying fuck and stuff. I want him over.
Has he not came to the IAG yet?
Not yet. He keeps telling me he's coming to lift some pig iron with me, and I'm waiting on it, but he hasn't quite made his way over there yet.
I'm sure this is a tough question to answer, but out of all the videos on YouTube and all the training sessions, what's one of the more memorable ones?
Well, Hulk Smash is definitely the most viewed video that I've done. Hulk Smash 2 was just recently released, and it got quite a few, but Hulk Smash, hands down, number one. I've been to the Middle East, Russia, China, and everywhere I go, you know, I get off the plane in the Middle East, and I hear somebody yelling across the airport, "Hulk Smash!" Hulk Smash! Oh man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
That is cool.
Go ahead, Patrick.
I think personally, the one that gets me the most fired up is the Valley of the Beast. When you're sitting there talking, everybody's around you. I am going crazy. That, or the Terry Crews when you're sitting telling them to curl, when you're pumping them up, the preacher curl. That was good stuff.
A lot of fire in the old man's belly. That's, I guess, from being a preacher's son.
Exactly.
When was the first time that you realized that you couldn't go out in person anymore without somebody yelling at you or trying to take a picture with you or recognizing you?
Oh man, I go out in person all the time. I love it. You know, if somebody recognizes me, that's great. But you know, because it's not like if The Rock go out in public.
Right.
People say, "Hey, you famous?" No, I'm not famous. Because I go get gas, I go to the grocery store. You know, mobs don't surround me and shit. I hear people. You know, there's a whole lot of weightlifters or people in the gym, and there's always usually somebody says, "Hey, you know, Steve motherfucking said," or Iron Addict, or yell at me something like that. It's always usually whenever I go out and I see somebody, but I ain't getting mobbed. So it's fine with me, man. Yeah. And if I see somebody on the street and they want to shake my hand, and I got time to hold a conversation with them, I got time, and that's cool with me. So I love it, man.
Yeah.
I remember being at the Arnold in 2019, and I think me and my dad waited like close to 3 hours to meet you. And like to have you on the podcast is just crazy.
Hey, Pops was talking to him earlier.
Yeah, Pops was telling him the story about it.
Yeah,
was he?
Yeah, 3 hours, man. And I know, that people, how long people are waiting, because I'm standing there, the whole time.
Oh yeah.
And I gotta tell you, when was that? 2019.
2019. Yep.
Okay, so that was about a year after my heart transplant, and trust me, um, I was fucked up.
Oh, I bet.
I
Yeah.
was
that'd be
fucked up. I was trying to my best not to show it, but I was fucked up, man. It was
Yeah.
really hard to just stand there. But what enabled me to do it was knowing that people came out to see me. People stood in line 3 hours to see me, and it was no way. I don't give a damn if I passed the fuck out or died right there in that, waiting on people to see. I was not leaving. I was gonna stay there until I shook everybody's hand and talk to everybody, because I felt like I owe them that. If they wait that long to see me, I owe that to them, to stand there and talk to them, man. And it
That's
would be a
amazing.
lot of times after that expo, I could barely make it back to my hotel room, man.
Oh,
But I was not gonna disappoint anybody. No way.
That's amazing.
And that's crazy that you were able to do that, because I remember when you were talking, you know, just the struggles you had of walking around the parking lot a year after your surgery, and falling
Taking
down and stuff
showers.
like that, taking showers. It's just I guarantee people listening that were there, and the fans, just it goes way further than you'll ever know. So
It goes to show how many. That's a small sample size of how many people you truly do impact on a day-to-day basis.
Man, and it's that amazes me also. But just the fact that anybody would stand in line to see me, that amazes the hell out of me, because I'm telling you guys, is they don't get any lower than me on the totem pole. I mean, the lowest of the low, the bottom of the barrel, that's me. And for somebody to wait in line to see me, that still blows my little feather brain mind right now, man.
your son has now kind of stepped into the spotlight, doing his own thing now. Just kind of talk about Samson, and how he's kind of embodied the whole powerlifting.
Well, he got, and I think this is with any son that comes along, whatever his father, if his father was semi good at anything, if his father was a good fucking pizza maker, and the son decides he wants to make pizzas or flip pizzas, and be like, hey, you don't flip them motherfuckers like your dad did. There's always going to be a comparison between, if the son decides to do the same thing that the father did, they're always going to compare the son to the father. So
Right.
It's really hard for any kid who wants to come along and follow in his father's footsteps to not receive criticism. So when when he's 15, 14 years in the gym, would follow me in the gym, people be like, oh wow, what's he doing? I'm like, hey, before any fucking thing, before anything, that's my son. So
Yeah.
they be like, hey, see, you talking? Yeah, if motherfuckers say something about my son, that is my son. So like any dad, you talk shit about my son, I'm coming for your ass.
Right.
But that's any dad. But the thing, I never tried to get him to be a weightlifter. It did, and whatever he wanted to do was fine with me. He decided to be a weightlifter, and he would follow me to the gym since he was a little boy, always in there. That was the first iron addict right there. Samson was the one who, and when I trying to come back from open heart surgery, Samson was my number one cheerleader. When I come back from a heart transplant, Samson was my number one cheer. Always right there in my corner, always pumping me up. When I need somebody to kick my ass or get me up off the couch, it was him. So
Yeah.
to see him come along now, he's come a long way. He's still always gonna have shit talkers. I don't care who you are, what you do. It's always gonna be somebody talking shit. You ain't gonna never please everybody. But to
Yeah.
see be able to take all that ridicule and now finally starting to get the turnaround. The Rock's even following him now. So he's is really like my pride and joy. Kids, I'm proud of all my kids, but that kid is exceptional.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's what, 20, he's 26.
Samson is, yes, 26.
Yeah, so he's patting my I'll be 25, turning 26. Is he stronger than you at that age than you were?
Absolutely, and that's what people they compare me to him, but they compare me at 35 to his 26. They see when I was like 33, 34 was when I was in my prime.
Right.
And that's going to be him too. When he's 32, 33 years old, they ain't going to be able to touch him. They're
No
not
chance.
going to be able to touch him.
And I think that's what people don't, once you get into that type of atmosphere, I mean, you look at people that LeBron James naming his son LeBron James Jr., stuff like that. It's always going to be that comparison. So for him to be able to take that head on and want to outperform you and, stuff like that, I mean, it's just something special.
Absolutely, especially for me. I'm so happy that I'm his one cheerleader, and I want to see him do great, and I know he will. As this shit, I have to tell him to come inside sometime. He was ranked 2 or 3 times. Will you fucking sit the fuck down somewhere? You fucking work out all the goddamn time. I get tired spotting his ass. Like,
that's a workout for yourself.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask. That led into my next question. How does it feel to be such? And some people don't like to be called role models. I don't know if you do or if you don't. But how does it feel to be like a role model and a legendary figure in the lifting game? Because I mean, I go to a gym and people's got the ISYMFS shirt on, they got the beanie on, they're grunting, they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how does it feel to be like that legendary figure, that role model that people look up to?
Well, I don't consider myself to be legendary. Like I tell you guys what I think of myself. When I think of myself as being the lowest of the low, the bottom of the barrel, you can't get no lower than CT Fletcher. Trust me. So at my mind is not there. I don't see myself that way at all. I see myself as just blessed, man. Very fortunate to be here, to still be here with you guys, to still trying to grow my hair like Riley and try to get all the girls like Pat got and shit.
You gonna get him in trouble.
You're gonna get him in trouble.
Y'all are
Oh,
crazy.
he's gonna be in trouble.
Y'all are dumb.
Pat gonna get his ass whooped up.
Yes, indeed, he is.
That's why you got the headphones on.
Oh man, that's funny.
So I saw the post last night about Samson getting into personal training. Is that just getting started?
Just know that shit ain't free.
Hey,
it ain't fucking free.
It is not free.
Hey, you would be surprised because we do it together. We do it together. But I'm going one of these days. I'm going to retire, and he's going to be doing it by his damn self. And I really we do personal, but you'd be surprised how many. Hey, so I'm going to be in town next week, CT. I want to come by and get a session in with you. No, motherfucker, you ain't getting no session in with me. No. That's not gonna happen. You can book a session with Samson and we train, but no. I used to every Wednesday night the gym would be open to the public, and before COVID hit, every Wednesday night was workout Wednesday. People come, I didn't care. it was open for free to anybody who wanted to come from anywhere. Just come and I'm gonna yell at you and cuss at you and absolutely free on Wednesday nights. But if you want to, a personal training session with me, then that shit was gonna cost your ass. It's just, it's
Yeah.
no
That's
man,
the way the
fuck,
game works.
yeah, right. Hell no, I ain't gonna just have no session with your ass. Nope.
Go ahead, brother.
So with the Iron Addicts gym, do you have any plans to expand that gym to any other cities or states throughout the country?
We had one in Las Vegas, and we had 5 in Australia. But the owner of the 5 gyms in Australia, who changed it, he had 5 gyms already. He changed the name of his gyms to Iron Addicts gyms. He wanted them to be Iron Addicts, and then he got in trouble with the police, and now we don't have 5 Iron Addicts in Australia no more.
Is
that
oh, sorry, go ahead, CT.
no, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask where the one in Vegas is. Is it on the strip? Is it close to the strip?
It's close to the strip. It's on Decatur Street, I believe.
I'll be out there in May. I don't know if the dudes I'm going with is gonna want to work out, but I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to check it out for sure.
might as well take a trip down to Iron Addicts and check it out.
For sure.
We our old neighbor, him and 3 of his friends went to one of the workout Wednesdays. He went to Los Angeles, and I think he talked to you, and I think you were on Instagram Live, and he was on the video. He's like, "I'm on this video."
Oh yeah, when I would broadcast the workout Wednesdays for a while. I broadcast them live, so people could see what was happening and they could come. And the gym is always to first responders, police, soldiers, military. It always was free to them, and it still is always free to first responders and military to this day. That's just my way of trying to give back a little bit.
Yes, sir.
Yep. We talked about The Rock. I've been dying to ask you this question. Dr. Dre. I saw you post that video of him for his birthday.
Yep.
How did you form that relationship? What was that like? Like, how do you have a favorite song by him? I mean, he's part of the most legendary rap group ever. Like, do you have a favorite song, and how did you form that relationship?
Okay. I don't like rap music.
Oh, okay.
First of all, I mean, there's a few rap songs that I even know or like, and Dre Day would probably be, the only one that I know of Dr. Dre. So it wasn't because of my love for rap music that I got to meet. That I had a movie on Netflix called My Magnificent Obsession.
Yeah, we watched.
And Dr. Dre seen the movie, and that is how I got in contact with Dr. He seen the movie, he liked it, and he contacted me and said, "Hey, old motherfucker, I want you to come to the house." And he had me and all 7 of my kids and Miss B, my wife. We all went up to Dr. Dre's house, and that's how it started. But it was through the movie, My Magnificent Obsession. And I gotta tell you guys, I'm gonna tell you this story. Then I gotta go because my grandkids is calling me. See, but I'm gonna tell you a story about Dr. Dre.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I did the movie, My Magnificent Obsession. I did this movie and I was really pissed off about the movie because the producers or the people who made the movie, the deal was if there's any profits or anything made, then we're going to split the profits 50-50 from the movie. I said, okay, cool. But every time I talked to the motherfuckers, they always told me, we ain't never made no money. We ain't made shit. We ain't never made them. I'm like, damn, we ain't never. And then I see the movie on Netflix. And they didn't ever tell me the movie's on Netflix. I just happened to be watching Netflix. Like, oh, there's the fucking movie. Wow. So I said, hey, you know what? This motherfucking movie on Netflix, somebody got to be making some money. but
Yeah.
the damn show ain't me. You know, I didn't make not 1 cent for the movie, and then I seen it on Netflix, and then finally, I said, I think these people are trying to fuck over me. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So,
yeah.
but because Dr. Dre seen the movie, had me over to his house, we became very good friends, and there was a home that my parents tried to buy in 1975. In 1975, it's a long story. 1975, my parents tried to buy this home. We could not get the home. It was a disappointment to my mom. It was very disappointing. She loved the house. She wanted it. Flash forward to fucking 2018, the house finally goes on the market again. All the many years later, from 75 to 2018, the house goes on the market again. You have to have all cash to buy the house. The owner only wants all cash. Got to be all cash deal. I ain't got no fucking $850,000, but I wanted
Yeah.
the fucking house. Only
Yeah.
person I know is that kind of goddamn money, Dr. Dre. I
Mhm.
called Dr. Dre. I said, "Hey, Dr. Dre, look, man, I ain't got no fucking $850,000. It's I'm trying to get the house 75. Told my parents no. I still love the house. I still want." Dr. J said, "Hey, get it." Just like that, fellas. Get it. Get it. Get it. And
Jeez.
let me tell you something. 3 weeks later, the house was mine.
Wow.
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 That's my Dr. Dre story. So when you see me on Joe
Oh
Rogan,
gosh.
when I said you cannot say shit bad about Dr. Dre in front of me,
Yeah.
Damn
that's
sure
why.
can.
Yeah. Facts. That's incredible.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yes.
insane.
That's and when you ask me how I'm doing and I tell you I'm blessed, that's why.
You damn sure
That
blessed.
It's
they
amazing.
tried to fuck me over and not give me a cent for this movie and wind up getting the house of my dreams because of that fucking movie. So I'm telling you, when God got something for you,
Yeah.
hey, you gonna get it. So
You
don't
got
even
Yeah.
worry about
Yes,
For sure.
sir.
Yeah,
For
that's
sure.
amazing.
Everything come back around full circle, just like J. Cole said.
it.
um,
Absolutely.
but Mr. CT Fletcher, we appreciate you, my man. You know,
Yes. Thank you so much.
just like you
Thank
No,
say, we
having
are
me. I'm sorry
blessed.
I missed first go around.
No,
Thank you guys
no worries.
for that.
God's
Yes,
plan
sir.
for you to
God's
come on at a
plan, right?
later time.
Like
Yep.
you said, God's plan. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We
All
appreciate
right,
you.
man.
Thank you.
Have a
Thank
good one,
you.
TT.
Yes, sir.
you.
They always talk about this. They talk about persistence. We wouldn't have been in this position if we didn't believe, we didn't push. There was a little adversity tonight that we didn't actually think that we were gonna be talking to him, but I can't say a bad thing about CT Fletcher for the day I
Cannot.
die.
Absolutely
We
not.
thought that he was, gonna be somebody that wouldn't give us the time of day. Just some kids starting a little podcast that he's been on. The biggest platforms you could ever think of. So as a team, we say thank you, and this is just the beginning.
Turn up a little more shine, got X on this bitch with me. And he running